Morning. Hope you guys are well. Um, New amp day, dude. Got me a couple freaking new cats. New Badcats. They're mean, angry. Oh! So, just look at them. Look at them. It's a custom thing. Custom little giddy up. So, I'm not really like the review guy. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be. I love those videos and I love those channels. I think they're great. I just am not really that guy. I think the only thing I ever want to be is like, obviously I have like a very specific goal that I want to do in music and on this like YouTube channel thing. You know, the thing that I really enjoy is just like talking about stuff that I like. Like where if I get an artist deal, which I'll disclose here in a minute. If I get an artist deal, that's great, but I'm not really like after it. Like it's not really what I'm looking for. It's like if I had to choose between like having a bunch of artist deals and playing on records, it's like, great, I'll play on records and I'll pay cash, like full price for everything. But there's a lot of really nice gear out there, and I unfortunately am a very bougie boy, and I love very nice gear. So that case in point. So let's back up, I guess. So my first Badcat is my 2001 Cub 15. It's the third amp that I ever owned, but it's like the first one that I was like taken aback by, where I was like, oh, I get it now. Like I understand the whole allure of like boutique amps. And I feel like it was the first amp that had kind of given me a I don't know, like the first amp that it sounds dramatic, but I guess like found my voice. That sounds dramatic, but I connected with it like immediately. And that sent me kind of down like a really long rabbit trail of like Mark Sampson and his amplifiers, like Matchless and then Star, and then kind of his own thing. So like over the last, I bought that amp from a friend in 2012, I think. And I played it through college. I busted my tail playing at church on Wednesday nights, doing like youth conferences and stuff on the weekends, playing at church on Sunday, like basically playing 3 to 5 times a week, every single week through college with basically that amp. And I fell in love with it. I loved it. And then I got a job at a church a few years after college, and I just wasn't using it. So then I sold it. And I actually used the money to buy my wife a tattoo. She wanted a tattoo. I remember, I have the picture somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. And I'll put it like right here, where I like had the amp in the road case, and I remember putting it up on UPS's like scale and and then setting it off. I remember getting in the car and crying because I just like, I'm not sentimental with gear really at all, but there's been a few pieces over the years that I've been really sentimental about, and that was one of them. So fast forward to last year. So I sold it in 2019, I think. Last year I was on tour and I was in a van, and I was like, I gotta get that amp back, dude. I've got to get it back. So I posted on my story, I was like, if anyone knows where this is, please tell me. I really gotta buy it back. Basically, name your price. I need it. And within like a couple weeks, I had it like shipped to the house. Like, I think like that day, someone had responded like, I know where it is. And then I'd gotten it back, or bought it back. I think I paid like $1,500 for it. and I got it back. And I love that amp. I have a lot of amps around the house, and that's like my favorite one. And it's like it's very sentimental. So it's like, it's just not going anywhere at this point. Like I want to be buried with this guitar and that Badcat. So fast forward further to now. So like with Teddy tones and amp captures and stuff that I do, you know, it's kind of like a nice little advantage to like, or excuse, I guess, to make investments into really nice amplifiers. And I approached Badcat. They put out the Era30. Where is it? Right there. There we go. Era30. And that was, you know, they dropped that last year. And it was like Mark's flagship. It's like, this is like the pinnacle of my amp design kind of vibe. Like everything I've learned over the last however many years he was building amplifiers. Coffee. And black and white gummy sharks, by the way. It's like everything I learned, I've, you know, moved the placement of the EF86 channel, all that stuff. I was like very like obviously excited about that. And I was kind of waiting on the right opportunity to buy it. And I like running stereo amplifiers, which is a huge pain in the butt, and it's very expensive. And I wanted another Badcat to complement it. I have a tour coming up in the fall with Pat Barrett and running amplifiers, and I was like, I want kind of new amps. So it was a great opportunity to kind of look at Badcat. I was like, I really want an Era30. It'd be really sick. And it was like, they have the Cub V as well, which is right there. Cub V, the 40 watt. And I was like, that would just be a really sick pairing. So I approached Badcat and I was like, hey, my name's Jake. I do this, blah, 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 whatever, blah, blah, deal. I do artist deals. And I got on the phone with Nate. We had a really great chat about Mark. And we had a really great chat about my history with Badcat, like basically all the stuff that I told, that I just said in this video. And you know, he's like, yeah, let's see what we can do, man. So disclosure, I bought these amps with US dollars, with my money. And I got a decent artist deal on it. And then they graciously sent over these purepaths for me to check out. They were like, hey, we'll just throw them in. It's cool. And you know, I've been digital, like I do a decent amount of remote session work, and I've basically been using my Tonex captures, my Quad Cortex captures for all my tracking. And I was just like, man, I really want amps again. So when they were like, we're gonna send the purepaths, I was like, dude, that's the answer. That's amazing. Super cool. So I got these in yesterday, got them all in my rig, got them all plugged up, ready to go. Spent a couple hours with them. My buddy Watson was over here helping me kind of dial things in, and I'm in love, dude. I love these things. They're unbelievable. Unbelievable. The amps themselves, we turned those up. We turned them up, and we had fun, and it sounded amazing. They sound so freaking good. They do the Badcat breathy thing. They do all the things. They do all the things that Badcats are supposed to do. And they stay really tight and awesome and beautiful. Like, they're really good. And the purepaths are so sick. Like, it's amazing. It's just, they're amazing. So, at the beginning of this thing, I said, I'm not really the review guy. I'm not really here to be the review guy, to be like, I like talking about this stuff because I'm passionate. I'm passionate about this stuff, and I'm a freaking nerd out about it. It's all I think about. People are like, do you have a hobby? And I'm like, well, my career is kind of my hobby. This is pretty much it. This is all I got. I really do need a hobby, though. I got to figure that out. So I figured I kind of got like a free day, kind of open, you know. I got a record doing at the end of the week, over the weekend. So I'm kind of like trying to take it easy this week. And you know, I was just like, just make a little video about it. Let's have some fun, you know? Let's have some freaking fun. And I just kind of want to run through, like, I'm not here to, like, tweak all the settings and whatever. This is, like, where I'm keeping the amplifiers, how I've dialed in the purepaths, and I'll share those settings. You know, I'm not sweeping through everything. I'm not doing all that. But I just, this is, like, where I landed on this stuff and what I think, for me, where I'm going to be using these. So a little kind of wire it, like how this stuff is routed and how I'm doing all this stuff. Cub 30 is going to be on the, Era 30. I got to figure out this whole thing. Era 30 is going to be on the left side, and the Cub 5 is going to be on the right side. Both of the pure paths are set exactly the same, which are, the pad is on, mic is center, cab is open, speaker is on the Alnico, and the presence is boosted. And I had to flip phase on one side. So they're in phase. And then this is all running into my Apollo X6 Gen 2. And I'm not doing hardly anything. Literally not much. It's really just to kind of liven up the source, like, a little bit. So I'm using the API Vision channel strip in the unison spot on both channels, and this EQ. This is all that it's doing, and all the EQ is doing is that. That's freaking it. So then those are routed into my aux channel in console, and I'm using the Helios Legacy EQ. And Michael Pope told me about this plugin. It comes free with everything. I think it comes free when you buy an Apollo, which is awesome. Sounds really cool. He told me about this he called it the Helios trick, and all you do is take the bass spot and move it up one notch, and that's it. And I typically just, like, leave that stuff open, or I always put a high pass filter on my stuff. When I'm editing my tracks down for a song or whatever, it's always, like, always that. However, I've just been kind of really loving that feel, and the response of that stuff. It's inspiring in the moment, and then, like, when I'm editing my stuff down, I'm filtering everything out. It's really nice, but it's not like a huge low end thing. The only thing I'll say about the pure paths is the low end information, it kind of soaks it up a little bit. I think it handles everything else extremely well. It's just a low end thing, which I think for me is just kind of expected with load boxes. I don't even know if they're calling them load boxes. I'm not sure what they're calling them, but the load boxes. The fact that they're passive too, bro, is crazy. There's no power. It's wild. And then I'm using this black box plugin just to kind of, again, liven up some of those harmonics a little bit. This thing sounds freaking awesome. I'm loving it. And I'm just using a little bit of room verb. And the reason, that's it. Just a little splash. And the reason I do all that routing into aux is because of the stereo amps thing. It's just easier, like, track management, I guess, in my Pro Tools sessions. And then I've got some stuff in post that it's just, I guess, not really worth sharing. It's not a ton of stuff. It's just stuff to kind of make things feel a little bigger in a mix. Not that it really needs any help. And today I'm using my 59 reissue 335 Murphy Lab with Rigio PAFs. And Emerson wiring harness. Thing sounds freaking amazing. Had throwbacks in this thing for a bit. They're not it. They ain't for me. But these sound amazing. So here's what it sounds like stereo. Very good. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Fantastic. Amazing. Inspiring. All the things. In terms of settings on the amps, I'm doing the blended thing on the Era. It's amazing. And then on the Cub, I'm doing the EF86 channel. Yeah. No reverb, no cuts wide open. The cool thing about these amps, the thing that I'll say that I noticed like immediately is I've been a master up guy for as long as I can remember. It's like the first thing I do with any amp is just goose the master volume and like get that power amp power section really nice and cooked, and then the speaker kind of moving. And most master volumes really kind of suck. Like my HC30, unbelievable amplifier, obviously. However, maybe one of the worst master volumes of all time. It's like not even worth using. It's just all the life leaves the amp like south of like 3 o'clock. It's just, it feels so dead. But these amps have real freaking master volumes. Like they work the way a master volume should. On the Era, yesterday when Watson and I were running through it, I turned the master like all the way down to like 9 o'clock. And it was like, this still sounds really good. And then anything past noon was like, this is painful to listen to. Literally so painful. And it was like finding that sweet spot there. And they're amazing. I'm still trying to get those worked in with like this whole rig. And, you know, like trying to find that balance of like output of the amplifiers themselves versus like the gains that I'm using in the or my gain levels in console. So I'm trying to balance all that out, but right now the masters are like pretty high, and they don't really even need to be, which is really nice. Because on tour this fall, it'll be really nice to be like, I think we're able to run these anywhere with like a little, you know, little solution that I have to run amps back behind me or far back behind me in another room or whatever. Even if it's too loud, I can turn it down, and it's really nice to have that feature. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do now. Oh, actually, before I do that, you know, like, what I love about Badcats specifically is there's this, like, breath things that happens when the preamps are just hot, when the amps are hot. When you, like, play, you know, find that, like, dynamic kind of thing where you're, like, playing with your fingers, there's this breath that happens. Like if I play real light, still cleans up real nice, and with delay and reverb and stuff, it sounds amazing. know? Having that, like, that's the thing that, like, Badcats do so well, is that, like, range that's accessible even when the amps are, like, hot. The amps are hot. Right now, the Cub V, the gain is at, like, 2 o'clock on the EF86 channel, which is cooking. And then the blended, I mean, there's a lot of gain in both amps, and I can still, like, rip. Or I can still, like, clean up really easily. Keep going back and forth between keys. I like D this morning. So let's take gain. The tune. I need to do a little rig rundown with the pedal board. I know y'all like that. I really like that. King of Tone. King of Tone. Is the King of Tone worth it? Yes, dude. It's freaking unbelievably worth it. They're amazing. That stereo spread is great. It sounds awesome, feels so good, and just the dynamic range that I have, I love it. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get fancy with this freaking routing. So I'm going to mute the... muting this Cub V, and I'm gonna bring the Era30 up to center. So now all we're hearing is the Era. Usually this guitar is really good about staying in tune. Not today. Gorgeous. Takes gain really well. Obviously, King of Tone. Dude, this, I'm telling you, it's been so hot here in Middle Tennessee the last week. Kind of a second heat wave of the year, which has sucked really bad. and it's 71 degrees. It was 71 degrees like an hour ago. Probably has something to do with it, right? It's early still. It's great. All right, so I'm going to pan this back over, and we're going to bring the Cub V up front and center. That's with the King of Tones, sorry. Barkier, so the EL34s, it's a little faster too in the hands. Hands gotta wake up. I love the Cub V. I'm having fun with it. The yesterday when I was messing with them, not in the purepaths, the Era30 took a second because I was trying to figure out the relationship between the two channels and like figure out how, because there's like there's basically three. There's an output volume per channel, so for the EF86 and the 12AX7. And then there's a master volume. So, from my understanding, the volumes on the channels are pre-phase inverter, and playing with the like volume and the gain on each channel is real interesting. And then the master volume is just kind of like, you know, like we talked about earlier. It's really a unique design, and it's cool. Like you can get really clean sounds out of both sides, and it's really cool. The Cub V, all that to say, the Cub V, I plugged in, and Watson was in here. I plugged in, and it was like, there it is. It's like, that's the sound. It like took no time to dial in. I'm gonna switch guitars. This one's starting to make me kind of mad, to be honest with you. Let's go White Falcon. Let's tune up. I think the Filtertrons really kind of expose some of the breathiness of these British amps, and specifically these Badcats. It's really nice. Really, really pretty. King of Tone tilt. Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, dude. There they are. I'm happy. Very thankful. Thanks, Badcat. Also, like, I got a little weepy with the Era when I opened the box. What's in the box? It's a little letter. I think, yeah, it's like a little just letter from Badcat. And it's got a picture. Like, they included a Polaroid of the freaking chassis. And it's really cool, man. So I'm grateful. I cannot wait to rip these amps on tour. Definitely not going to be using the purepaths live. I'm going to be freaking turning these bad boys up real loud and putting a 545 in front of it. Probably taking my Germ Pre's with me as well. Very bougie boy. It's going to be sick. So thanks, Badcat. Thanks for watching. If you watched, appreciate it. That's all. Love you. Bye.